Cobra Kai.
Kidding.
Bonsai! I'm the Cobra Kai Kid, and in honor of Valentine's Day today, I want to give my thoughts on some of the couples and relationships in Cobra Kai. Then at the end of the video, I'll reveal my favorite couple in Cobra Kai. And as always, make sure to comment your thoughts down below. Now let's get into the video. The first couple we'll talk about has been there since the beginning of Cobra Kai and even before that, and that is Daniel LaRusso and his wife Amanda LaRusso. In the Karate Kid trilogy, we saw Daniel LaRusso go from girlfriend to girlfriend to girlfriend, and I'm sure even after those movies were done, he's had a couple more girlfriends since, but now we see his wife, Amanda, and Amanda is one of the best characters in Cobra Kai, such an underrated character. She is so funny, and she's the only one who tries to make sense out of this whole thing, out of the whole situation of, Daniel, you are literally having this war with your karate rival from 1984, and now their senseis are coming in, and it's like this whole crazy thing, all to take control of the valley with karate. And Amanda is the voice of reason in this show, and she's definitely the perfect person to be married to with Daniel LaRusso, because Daniel is such a hothead, and he makes all these irrational decisions like opening up Miyagi-Do to attack Cobra Kai, going after Johnny Lawrence, trying to get his rent doubled, doing all of this stuff that you need Amanda there to remind him to calm down. Like, it's not that big of a deal. You are literally making this whole rivalry way more than it is. Why are you like bringing the kids into this? Why are you bringing our daughter into this? Like Amanda is trying to be the voice of reason. Obviously, once we get to season 3, she gets on board with the karate thing, because in season 3 you had KREESE in control, and you knew there was nothing that was going to stop him from corrupting these kids. And Amanda was like, okay, Daniel, you can open up Miyagi-Do. Like, I can't believe I'm saying this, but this is the only way. But you know, overall, though, I don't know what Daniel would be doing. He would be so out of line. He would be making all these crazy decisions, like these bad choices that he thinks he's doing good. He thinks he's following Mr. Miyagi's lessons, but really, I think he would just be doing the total opposite and just acting on his own selfish needs, being a hothead, thinking that his way is the only way. And you have Amanda there to help remind him that you gotta like think normally. You have to make rational decisions, which sometimes he doesn't. So Amanda definitely balances out Daniel, which is Daniel's huge lesson in life, the big lesson that Mr. Miyagi taught him. Amanda, I feel like, is the one that balances Daniel. And I think Amanda needs that little challenge with Daniel. You know, every relationship, you want your partner to challenge you so that they can make you a better person. And I think both Daniel and Amanda do that with each other. The next couple we have is Johnny and Carmen. Now, Johnny and Carmen didn't exactly get off to a great start. I believe, and this is what we see in the show, so it's most likely that they met before this, but the first time we see Johnny and Carmen meet each other is when Johnny is handing off an injured Miguel after he got beat up by Kyler and his bullies to Carmen, and then Carmen's like, I don't ever want you around my son again, and Johnny's like, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have gotten involved. So that was like their first interaction, or at least the first interaction that we saw on screen, and first impressions are key, and that wasn't exactly the best first impression on Johnny's part. But over time, Carmen learned that Johnny was really, trying to help Miguel and was taking an interest in him, while not many people were doing that. Miguel didn't really have too many friends. His father wasn't in the picture, so Carmen really appreciated what Johnny was doing for Miguel. Up until season 2, then you have that whole school fight, and Johnny and Carmen, they went on their first date. Johnny finally had the courage to ask her out, but then it all fell apart. But then season 3, Johnny proved himself to be a man by providing for Miguel's surgery. He did whatever it took to get the money for Miguel's surgery. He tried to get a job, that didn't work, so he literally just stole something from Sid. But the fact that he was willing to get a job and work, even if it was something that he didn't like to do, he was willing to do it to help raise extra money for Miguel and for his family, and for especially for Miguel's surgery. And that meant the world to Carmen. So right there, Johnny's not trying to win her trust back. He's not trying to win her back. He's doing this because he loves Miguel and he cares about Carmen. He cares about her and he wants Miguel to be okay. And Carmen saw that, and they got back together, which was so awesome. Season 4, episode 1 totally caught me off guard when Miguel brought up that Johnny went on a date with Allie. Like, I was like, no, I kind of forgot like that was a thing. Like, I forgot that Carmen didn't know about that, so I wasn't really thinking that, oh, it's possible. Miguel brings that up, so when it happened, I was so shocked. I was like, oh my god, I can't believe he just revealed that. And imagine, like, you're getting to know someone and then you find out that they went on a date with someone else. Like, that's what happened there. And they were able to make up, thank god. I thought, Carmen didn't really hold on to that grudge too long. She moved on past that pretty quickly. She didn't really hold on to that whole thing. And they were able to move on. And season 4, you see them together. Now, the only thing I didn't respect on Carmen's part is she was making it like such a big thing. Like, Johnny should be the one to tell Miguel that they're together. And I'm like, what? First off, you're his mother. So if anyone's going to be telling Miguel that they're together, it's you. You're his mother. So why are you putting it all on Johnny? Like, you'll tell him when you're ready. No, you're his mother. So it's either you tell him or you do it together. Why would Johnny tell him when you're his mom? Like, you're acting like you're not even related to him. That's your kid. Why are you backing out, Carmen? Like, so that was the only thing that kind of like, I was like, Carmen, it just made me like kind of lose some respect for Carmen. But they did end up telling Miguel. And overall, Carmen and Johnny are a great couple. I think they complement each other very well. And, they both care about Miguel. They both care about each other. And, they're very different, but same. Once again, that's the famous Miyagi quote, different but same. Johnny and Carmen are not the same person by far. Both two completely different people. But opposites attract, and I think they have a very good relationship, and I can't wait to see what happens with them moving forward in season 5, especially since we know Johnny's gonna go after Miguel in Mexico. Like, what's their relationship gonna look like when he gets back? Like, what if something happens with Miguel's dad? What if that affects Johnny and Carmen? You don't really know, and especially since Robby's coming back in the picture, it definitely leaves a big question mark to Johnny and Carmen's story in season 5. Our next couple we have is KREESE and Homeless Linton. No, I'm just kidding, guys. Our next couple is Sam and Miguel. Back in season 1, this was the couple that we were all rooting for. And in season 1, they were my favorite. I resonated so much with Miguel's character in season 1, being that quirky kid who then starts to come into his own, gains the confidence, and asks the girl out. They go on the date, even though it wasn't really a date, but it was a date, and then he gets the kiss. It was just the way they were able to tell that story. Sam and Miguel really only interacted in 2 episodes before dating. It was episode 6 of season 1 where they were interacting in science class, and then episode 7 when they really went on their date. And in those 2 episodes, I'm like, boom, they are meant to be together. I believe this relationship is real. I believe they both really like each other. It was very believable for it only being in the span of 2 episodes, and I think they set it up really well. Within episode 2, you had Miguel like gonna walk over to Sam's table, and she gave him a little look, like all of it. And then Miguel saving Sam from Kyler, at the school cafeteria fight. Like, that whole thing was sick. So Sam and Miguel have been the couple since the beginning, and the relationship seemed really healthy and happy. Both of them were really happy with each other, and they both had a lot of interests. Similar interests. They both were geeks into the school nerdy stuff, and then they also both like to have fun, and they also both liked karate. They had a lot of interests. 2 different people, but they shared a lot of interests, and they got along so well. And even on their date and golf and stuff, we saw they were having a good time. That was the first time they really hung out, and they were clicking right off the bat. I was so invested in their relationship, and then unfortunately, the whole thing happened with, Sam wasn't answering Miguel's text. Sam wouldn't let Miguel come over and meet her parents, and then the whole thing with Robby. It was such a disaster, and they split up, and I was so upset because they were really like together for like one episode, and then it all just like went apart. And then season 2, Sam moves on with Robby, Tori comes in, and Miguel moves on with her, but Miguel and Sam still have those feelings for each other. And as much as I wanted Miguel and Sam to get back together, I didn't like how they did it. They cheated on their partners. Sam was with Robby, Miguel was with Tori. Even though I want Sam and Miguel together, that doesn't give you a reason to cheat on the other person. Like, if you really realized that you had feelings for the other person, you have to tell Tori and Robby, listen, it's just not working. I have other feelings. I still care about you, all that. But they didn't do that. And what they did was they ended up kissing, cheating on both of their partners. And that's what ultimately led up to the school fight. And then all the stuff in season 4 with, Tori and Robby being together, trying to make Sam and Miguel jealous. Everyone dated everybody. It's funny because I always say the only people who haven't dated each other in that love square is Miguel and Robby and then Tori and Sam. Other than that, they literally dated each other. I was really happy though in season 3 when Miguel and Sam decided to be friends again, and that really didn't last too long because they literally decided after that they would get back together, and I was happy for them. The two of them moved on from their other relationships. Sure, they cheated, but they moved on. It's okay. Let's get a fresh new start. And then season 4 comes around, and I'm really looking forward to Miguel and Sam's relationship, and unfortunately I didn't feel that spark that was there from season 1 with them. In season 1, every scene they had together, there was just a spark. It was young love. Every time they would look at each other or talk to each other, they were both smiling. They were like little kids, and it was such an amazing thing to see, and it really made us connect with them as a couple and really root for them. And in season 4, we didn't get really any of that. The only scene where I felt like, Miguel and Sam, they're really together, is when Miguel saw Sam in her prom dress. But that was because, you're seeing her in her prom dress. That's why both of you are going to be smiling and looking like little kids with that, like, first love kind of look. But there was nothing really before that, not too much chemistry, not too many scenes. I remember in the scene where Miguel was late to dinner with Johnny and Carmen, and he was like saying how the reason he was late is because he was with Sam. I wish we would have seen that scene, some of their chemistry, some of the stuff that they do together, some of their bonding, so we can believe in this relationship. But unfortunately, in the 10 episodes of season 4 that they were together, I felt more of a spark between them in 2 episodes, heck, even 1 episode, heck, even 1 scene from season 1. So that I really wished we would have got more from with Sam and Miguel in season 4. Unfortunately, we didn't, and hopefully they make up for it in season 5. Once again, they were okay, but there was really not many scenes to really explore with the two of them being into each other. I didn't really believe that they were that same couple from season 1. Season 3 had a couple really good scenes when Sam was showing Miguel the drum technique, or after they just saved the All Valley tournament. The two of them were both smiling at each other, and it was just such a playful scene. And that's Sam and Miguel. Season 4, we just really didn't get that, unfortunately, and I hope we do get it in season 5. Well, Miguel's kind of in Mexico, so yeah, it might not happen like right away, but hopefully after that. And that leads me into my favorite couple from Cobra Kai season 4, by far, Tori and Robby. Now, we all assumed that Tori and Robby would get together because every season you had someone with another person. Season 1, Miguel and Sam. Season 2, Miguel and Tori, and then Robby and Sam. Season 3, Miguel and Sam. And season 4, you knew Robby was joining Cobra Kai. Tori's in Cobra Kai. You knew that they were both going to be each other's rebounds, and that's what they ended up doing. And, you know, even though it was predictable, I have to say I was not expecting to be so invested in them, and definitely more invested in them than Sam and Miguel. I thought Robby and Tori, one scene that in particular that really stood out to me, and I feel like this one scene alone had more chemistry than Miguel and Sam had the entirety of season 4, and that was the scene after their big dance. You know, first off, that dance was insane at the prom where they were dancing to In Your Eyes by The Weeknd. I loved that scene. Tanner Buchanan and Peyton List killed it. Tanner Buchanan dances in real life. Peyton List, I don't know if she is a dancer in real life, but she killed it. Both of them did a really great job. So that scene alone, they had so much chemistry. You know, the way they were dancing with each other in sync, looking at each other, smiling, happy. But after that, you know, they were talking to each other about, you know, just their feelings and getting very vulnerable and personal with each other. And the whole reason of them being at the prom was to make Sam and Miguel jealous. But then it ended up getting to a point where they didn't even care if Sam and Miguel were jealous. They weren't even looking at them. They were just enjoying being with each other. And that whole time, Sam and Miguel were just so concerned about Tori and Robby. They didn't even get to enjoy their own prom. And that's what made me really like Robby and Tori as characters. And we knew they both had a lot of similarities. You know, both of them had issues with parents. Both of them were in legal trouble. You know, they had a lot of things they could relate on. And both of them turned to karate to find something meaningful in their lives. Because both of them have been dealing with so much struggle. And the one thing they can find, ironically enough, peace in or happiness in is karate. You know, I know Tori is all about striking first, but, you know, she does like doing karate, and that does give her her own kind of peace. And same with Robby. I definitely thought Tori and Robby stole the show in season 4 with their relationship, and I do have to say they were my favorite relationship in season 4. However, if we're talking all-time Cobra Kai seasons 1 through 4, my favorite couple, I'm going to have to go with Miguel and Sam. They were my favorite in season 1, and I've just always been rooting for them. In season 3, they were great, and even though I didn't feel exactly the same in season 4, I know there's still room for potential, and I'm always rooting for them as a couple. So that right alone makes them my favorite relationship in Cobra Kai, and I hope we get to see more with them in season 5, or else Tori and Robby, they might take the win. But I want to hear your thoughts. What do you think about some of these relationships in Cobra Kai? Daniel and Amanda, Johnny and Carmen, Sam and Miguel, and Tori and Robby. And I guess you could also put in Miguel and Tori, and Sam and Robby, and Bert and Clarence. So I want to hear your thoughts, and also let me know who your favorite couple is in the show. I hope you all have a very happy Valentine's Day. Make sure to subscribe to Cobra Kai Kid and turn on all notifications to never miss a new video. Hit that like button and share the video with your fellow Cobras and Miyagi-Dos. I'll see you all next time on Cobra Kai Kid. And until then, remember, Cobra Kai never dies.